Hi guys, I apologise for the delay in getting the second part of the build for issues 16 to 21. I've started a new job, so that's taken a bit more time getting that sorted. Please find the part 2 of the build for issues 16 to 21. Cheers. Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of this section of the build, issues 16 to 21. So we're now going to start row 5 of the planking. So what we need to do is taper one of the edges of the bamboo strip. So as you can see, I've tapered the edge just so it narrows. And what that will mean is once the plank is in, it will give it a nice curve. So we're actually going down. So just taper it about, I'd say about half the width of the plank. So once you've got your taper in, just give it a nice little sand. What I use is my plane, just to give it a nice, take little strips off, as you can see, plane it down, test fit it. If it fits nicely, as you can see, that will fit in, and it will start to give us the shape that we need. Once that's tapered, do your little pilot holes in the end with your drill bit, and then we will bend this plank into place and fit that. So I will get on with bending this one, fitting it in, and then I can show you what that looks like once that's been fitted. Okay guys, welcome back. So as I say, we've completed the row 5. As you can see, the planks taper upwards, so that's what we want. So what we're going to do now is just remove the pins on the rows we've put in. We're going to remove all the pins except the ones on the joins, which what I want to do is just cut the heads off these and then bang the pins in all the way. So all the other pins will be removed except where the joins are. So I'll get on with that and then I'll show you that. And then what we're going to be doing is starting the planking from the underneath. So we'll start these sections and we'll get those done, and then we'll talk you through those. So I'll carry on with moving the pins and I will speak to you in a bit, guys. Okay guys, so all the pins are out, and the ones on the joins have been, as you can see, they've been hammered in. The heads have been snipped off, so it's just the shafts that have actually been hammered in to the frames. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be starting the planking from the bottom. So what we need to do is first of all taper the planking. So we're going to give that a taper. I believe this will start from the end frame here. So we'll start from number 1. So this frame here, and then we'll run down to frame 15, which is, which is down to there. So what you want to do is we'll get that tapered, and then it will run down to this frame here. So we'll just mark this off with a pencil, and I'll show you how that's fitted. We're also going to need to bend it, so it's going to need to form a bend around the frame. That will be glued and pinned in because when we're doing the taper, it's actually going to be going right up to the edge. We won't be able to pin the last frame in, but we can glue that in. So I'll get on with the tapering and I'll show you how that looks. Okay guys, so I've tapered the wood. I've done 2 at a time because I want the tapers to be similar. So if you're doing them side by side, if you put the planks side by side, you can actually taper the wood so they're both going to have a similar profile. That way you're going to have a matching taper each side once they're put on. So what we need to do is get these bent just to form the to go round the frames, and then these are going to be stopping at frame 15, so you need to mark those up and then cut that at frame 15, and that can be glued and tacked in place. So I'll get on with that now and I'll show you what that looks like. Hi guys, what I've done is, as you can see, I've bent the planks. I've also, because this one's not got any support, the very first one won't have any support, I've decided to put some little blocks in either side. So once it's bent, we can actually glue the planking onto that block as well. It'll just give it a little bit of added support to get it all started. The next one will also have a little bit of this block we'll use to support the next one as well for a little bit until it reaches the first frame. So I'm just going to let that glue cure and then we can fit these planks in. So they'll go there, and as I say, they'll stop at frame number 15. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've put the first planks on this section. We've also done the next section, which is between frames 15 and 21. I'm going to leave the last section for the time being, because what we need to do is the actual planks need to be twisted from almost a horizontal to a vertical. So we're going to go talk through that later. I'm going to let the glue dry on this plank, and then we can get to fitting the second plank. Again, I've tapered that will fit in like so. That will go from near the beginning to frame 13, so we'll do that both sides, and then obviously we can start looking at this later section because we need to twist, as I say, we need to twist the planks to get from horizontal on this frame to a vertical on this. So the plank will actually end up be sitting like that once it's all completed and twisted. Okay, so I'm going to let this glue dry and I will speak to you later. Welcome back. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be continuing with the planking on the rear section. What we need to do is, I will just show you. Welcome back. So the glue on the first lots of planks has cured. So what we're going to be doing in this section is we're going to be putting a piece of wood here from frame 21 all the way up to the end of the false keel. What I've done is, the magazine does state you want a 6mm gap from the top of the keel to where the plank's going to be sitting. So what I did is, to get that mark, I just had a 6x6 block of wood, just cut a little bit off, used that as a guide, marked it on either side, so when the wood is formed and twisted, it will actually sit at that 6mm mark. We're also going to be doing 2mm gaps further down, but we can go through that later. So what we need to do with this bit of wood is actually twist it so it starts going from the horizontal to the vertical. So I'll show you how we can get that desired effect. Okay, so what we're going to do is in this part is we're going to go from 21 to the end of the keel, but as I say, we need to twist from the horizontal to the vertical. The wood is quite flexible, but I want to give it a bit more help. So obviously the wood will, you can either steam it and then clamp it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the plank bender pliers. If you remember, we talked about that earlier. So what you can do with this is if you do your grooves at an angle, that will actually give you the twist. So it gives more of a, it allows the wood to twist better with those indentations in at the angles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the wood measures up, find out where I need to start twisting. So then once that's in place, I will show you how we will fit that and how the grooves will look. So you want to do the twists starting from about frame 22, because that's where it's actually going to be going from the horizontal to the vertical. So I'll just show you that now. So as I say, there's the frame 22, just before the supporting block. So what we're going to do is we'll do the grooves with the bending pliers, and then that will go from the horizontal, and then it will eventually go to the vertical down to the end of the keel. So I will get those done. I'll get that bent. I'll show you what they will look like, and then what that will look like in place. Okay, so as you can see, we've put the plank up to frame 21, tack that in. We've started doing the crimping at the angle around about here, so we can start the twist. So as you can see, it starts to go from the horizontal, twist round to the vertical, and then there is the 6mm line, so the plank just goes below that. Don't worry about any gaps that you may see here. They can be filled in once we get the fillers at a later point. So what we'll do is we'll start on the other side, get that one sorted, and then we can continue. Okay, in relation to the second row of planking that we'll be doing from the bottom, you want to be starting at frame 13. And then the next row after that, number 3, will stop again at frame 15, and then we'll carry on alternating those and getting them in place. Okay, so that's the third row of the bow planking in place. As you can see, the glue's just curing on that. So we've fitted the first part, the middle one, which goes up to frame 21. And now we're going to fit the last planking from 21 to the end. The magazine does state there is a 1.5mm gap. So what I've done is I've just got a bit of offcut of wood, which is 1.5mm wide. I'm just going to mark that there, put that there, so that will give me the desired gap that I need on both sides, and then I can continue fitting the frame, the plank as normal. So as you can see, there's the little mark that we've made with the offcut. So when we fit the third plank, that will come just to there, so you'll have a 1.5mm gap in that section there. That will be later filled in with some little slivers of wood, but that is designed so you're not putting too much stress on the wood or the planks as you're bending them. So you really want them to fit relatively easily, so that's why we're having these little gaps. So they will have little gaps further down as well, the rudder support, but we'll show you those once they're all in place. Okay, so now we're on issue number 19. So in this issue we'll be fitting an extra row of planks to the bottom and an extra 2 rows to the sides. So to start with the bottom, I've tapered the plank as per the instructions in the magazine, and that will fit onto the front of the bow formers. So I'll just show you those in place. Okay, so as you can see, we've completed the 7th row of planking along the sides, all the way to the stern, the gallery there, as you can see. So, and then we've also completed the 4 rows along the bottom, each side. So now what we're going to be doing is that will complete issue number 19. So now we're going to continue with issue number 20. Okay, so in issue number 20 we're going to be doing 3 more rows of planking on the sides. So that will give us 10 rows in total, all the way to end. That will then cover the stern section, which we fitted or planked earlier. So once all the glue's cured on that, we can then trim that, shape it and smooth it down so the planking actually goes in line with the curve of the gallery. So that will be 3 extra rows each side. So we'll get on with that, and then we'll move on to issue 21. So I'll show you the planking once that's all completed for the extra 3 rows. So I'll see you in a bit. Okie dokie, so as you can see, we fitted the 10th strip from the front. I've not fitted the last strip because frame 9 actually on each side comes up to the end of the gallery, so this part here, so it means there's going to be excess if we try and fit another strip on there, which we don't really need because that's got to be cut off anyway. So all this will be cut off and shaped. So I'm going to leave this section temporarily, and then we can have a look at that in a later episode because we need to get that sorted. So in issue number 21 we're going to be adding some more strips to the bottom, so we'll get on with that now and we'll get these in place. Okay, so that is the last planking in place for issue number 21. There is some more to do in the issue, which is fitting out the launch, but as I say, we'll be doing that later down the line. So what I've done is I've tacked along, apart from the base or the end at the stern, where I've just clamped those in place and let the glue cure. So the gap between the one and the one before is 4.5 millimeters, as it states in the book. So that is it for this episode. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please post them below and I'll endeavour to answer those for you. So in the next episode we'll be looking at the magazine's issues 22 to 26 and what you get in them, and then we'll continue with the build with those issues. So thank you for watching. As always, stay safe, take care. Please click the like notification, as I say, and click the bell for any new content. Bye bye.